on YouTube? Today we're going to check out this beautiful handcrafted engine by Lance Heidman, none other than the owner of RC Renew, the guy that does all my engine modifications. He handcrafted, designed, matched, ported, did everything on this engine from its original, if you want to call it stock form, to its modified form as you see it right here. This engine does have about 12 quarts of Red Max fuel run through it. That was the only fuel that I ran through this engine. We were doing a testing program on Red Max fuel, 30% nitro, 11% oil. You can still get it, they custom make it. It's a good fuel, but we're going to see how it ran, whether I was running lean or rich, whatever the case may be. Give me a few minutes, we'll take a look at this engine and see what it's all about. We'll see if you can still get it, and we'll check out the internals of this engine. I'll give you a little information on it. Till then, see you in a few. Alright, so let's just get into this beautiful nitro engines. Let me let y'all know a little bit about Lance Heidman and his company. His company is RC Renew. Has set the standard for professional nitro two-stroke engine service and performance modifications. We have a full machine shop equipped solely for nitro RC engine modifications and services, and are the only RC engine shop in the United States that has the equipment needed to provide professional nitro RC car engine services. It goes on to say, for almost 2 decades we have been providing RC car enthusiasts with the fastest and most reliable engine mods in the racing world, with our full machine shop of CNC machinery and our own nitro RC engine dyno. Our mods and services provide real performance that is unmatched. We also pride ourselves on the only nitro two-stroke RC engine modifier to have designed and worked with RC engine manufacturers themselves and provided research and development to improve the design and performance of their engines. Simply put, our engine modifications are the real deal. I agree, and will simply outperform our competitors in every aspect. And goes on to say, if you are a nitro engine manufacturer and you'd like help in designing and optimizing your engine lineup, he'd be willing to help. So Lance, I do know he designed engines for Pico for a long time, and then he started doing his own thing here with his Triton engines. He was also one of the, if not the only, US based distributor for Pico nitro engines. So the guy knows what he's doing, especially on these types of engines, engines like the CRF and the Works and the Pico, obviously. Let's get right into it. Again, this engine has been assembled, hand matched, and fitted in the USA by Lance Heidman for the highest possible quality and tolerances. Card comes with everything. Does not come with an exploded view. I'm having a hard time finding specs and information on this. Lance had several different versions of the L5, the L3, the L4 nitro engines. He does still do engines for the drag racing sector of RC, so go check out Lance Heidman at RC Renew. I think this engine and this line of engines is discontinued because I can't find it, but let's take a look at it. Give me a few minutes here and we'll go over everything, the fuel that I've run through it, as well as how the engine looks. So be back in a sec. Alright, let's take a look. Let's start out with the crank. So again, this entire crank was designed by Lance Heidman. Everything about this engine, it's really nice. Got rear ceramic bearings, front bearing very similar to many others that I've seen. It's got a really nice clinch bolt, kind of like the Works does, and CRF and stuff like that. They have a much better clinch bolt system. It's a 5-port engine. Again, I don't have a lot of specs on it. It doesn't come with an exploded view or anything like that. but you can definitely see the work and the porting on the inside of the crankcase, the block, as well as here in the exhaust port. Black anodized. Again, they say that is for heat dissipation. Lightened top portion of the block, the cylinder head here, lightened all the way down. That's nice. It's got your pin there. Very good looking Nitro engine. A lot of work done on this crankcase. Alright, let's check out the piston real quick. So as you can see, there's a lot of carbon buildup on the top. It's a beautiful piston, and I'll tell you, a lot of people will say this is from running lean. Well, maybe partially true. It does play a part in this, but it actually comes from running your low-speed needle too rich. You're getting too much caster and oil in there, and then by being a little lean on top, even at a normal operating temperature, when your low speed is too rich, you're going to see more carbon buildup on the top of the piston head. And you can also see here on the rear where the skirt is. This is always to the exhaust port. The carbon buildup from the caster in the fuel. So your oil caster synthetic mix. So Red Max fuel is a good fuel. I don't see really a lot of corrosion or anything in here, and I haven't run this engine in a long time. We did a series, 3 gallons, 1 case of Red Max fuel when we were going back and forth from Byron's to Bones Brew, and I tried it out. I ran 12 quarts of 3011 is what I ran, 3011. But at that point, I was trying to obtain that single stage idle all the time, and I think I was running a bit rich on the bottom for that low idle. So I've learned since then that you do your high speed first, get it dialed in, and then come to your low speed. Don't be afraid to lean out the low speed. Your idle is going to raise, but you can adjust your carb slide, your idle gap, to compensate for that. So you'll notice on a lot of my other engines, it's not going to have this dark carbon buildup. It's just more of a caramelization on there. But that's definitely what that's from. That's from being too rich on the bottom and possibly a little lean on the top. So it's, anyway, it's a beautiful piston. It's knife edged. You got your oil valley right there. It is a CNC machined piston head. Really nice, really thick, well made. Team edition with the dimple on the top. It is a lapped piston. You can see the line around it, and the reason they lap these pistons is to help in the break-in process. Especially Pico based engines, they're going to be really tight, and the lapping process helps that break-in process. So there you go, beautiful. Check our tolerances real quick. So still real tight, not a lot of play, side to side, up and down. So we're still good to go on that. We'll check the pinch here in a minute. Let's look at the head button real quick. The head button is same thing. You can see the build up there from the caster. Not too bad though, it looks okay. I think next time we run it, we're going to lean out the bottom a little bit, because I haven't really run this thing in a long time. It's probably been a year since I ran it, and everything looks really good. The Red Max fuel, not bad. I definitely would recommend it as one of your fuel options out there, and they can custom make whatever blend you want. Personally, I'm going to be running VP 39, 30%, 9% oil. It's a clear fuel, and I think that's what we're going to run. That's what we have at our local hobby shop. No early detonation, nothing like that here on the the bowl on the head button. Comes with 4 shims. I still don't have a battery for my meter there. Sorry, King's RC. But 4 shims. Looks like 2 thicker, 2 thinner ones. And then you got your raised portion of the head button right there. It is an O-ring sealed head button. I like that. Which a lot of these engines are going to be like that. This engine is very similar to a Zero engine, a few others like that, but I am running the OSP3 in here. This looks almost identical to the Works head button. No markings. Got these 2 little areas where the head goes down on there, and then your 3 marks for the exhaust port. Really nice. Let's check out this crank real quick. It's a polished crank. Again, 3 gallons on this at least. Crank's beautiful. You can see all your modifications. It's a little bit of rust. That could be caster buildup as well. A little bit. I don't even think that's rust. I think it's just caster buildup. It should come off. A little alcohol will probably come off. Really nice. You can see the modifications here in the window. Also here in the block crankcase, you can also see down in here where it has been modified in the timing window of the carb throat down in there. So everything's ported, polished, and matched. Hand done by Lance Heidman right here. Mine was done on November 7th, 2020. Not sure when I actually bought this engine, but I talked to Lance about it. So beautiful crank. No counterweights, none of that stuff, but it is ramped and filled. That is his signature fill, the white. I've only had one fill come out of a Nitro engine. Came out of the Pico V1. Picked that engine up from David RC long time ago. Still runs great, just the fill came out of it. Cleaned it all up, put it back together. I think there's a video on that. So the sleeve here is 5-port sleeve. You can see the dog ears. It's got really well pronounced dog ears on it. Little bit of work done on it here. It's got your fangs. It's really nice, really clean. No real burrs or anything. You can see here on the side the I guess where the fuel flow is has made its mark right there. Same thing here. Those aren't cuts, those are stains on the sleeve. Here, exhaust port. Really nice. No frills. You know, I checked everything on the inside. I cleaned it up a little bit. There was no dirt or anything. There's no real scratches, nothing like that. And there's still a lot of pinch in this thing, man. I'm gonna clean up this piston head too. Some say don't clean it, some say do, but we're gonna clean it up. I'm gonna get that those carbon deposits off of there. Oh yeah, still a lot of pinch there. That's after 3 gallons. But that's typical, my light just went out, sorry. That's typical Pico though, man. Real tight. 3 gallons and it's still that tight. That's what Pico's known for, man. So this engine is not completely broken in yet. Some would say its balls have not dropped yet. So excited to run this again. Not sure what we're going to run it in, but you know what I run it in. I also did a little work over here. If y'all can see, we put some RC car stands over there. We built them in. I wrapped them in black like rubber so they won't slide around, but it was getting too full around here. Also got my e-Revo Gen 1 down there. Beautiful E-Word. I need to run it. But there you go, man. piston and sleeve. And then let's take a look at got your back plate here, just a billet, lightened back plate, no frills on it, very similar again to the Works B5, almost identical, to be honest with you. Some rub marks on the back. And then carburetor, this is a good carburetor. It's a short speed carb, 7.0 Venturi, basically exact same carb again as on the Works B5. It is definitely insulated here. 2-needle carburetor, your standard, you know, low speed on the barrel and your high speed up top. It's really nice, but I don't run this one. I run the Novorossi carburetor on this engine. You don't have to mill it. I do need to replace my O-ring though. It's kind of wallowed out. This is a long speed needle carburetor though. Let's see if I got a Venturi in here. I got an 8. We'll probably keep the 8 in there. Beautiful Novorossi race carburetor here. Best carburetor on the market in my opinion. Right here, they tune beautifully. And I will run this on any engine that it will fit on, whether I need to mill it or not. But this one has not been milled. I've got 3 or 4 that are milled. I know there's 2 in the twin that are milled. And I've got my other I've got my other modified. I've got another modified LRP 32 over there, and a couple of stock ones. But I run these on any engine that I can. They idle great. They tune great. Couple it up with the P3 plug, and you're gonna have a beautifully idling engine. So, all right. I think that's about it. I took this clutch off of it. It's a little dirty, but clutch shoe's still really good. These are the Max Life 4 shoe dynamites with the silver springs on the lightened flywheel, Losi flywheel. Got a 13 bell on there. We'll probably swap out for a 14 bell. And after we run the Works B5, we'll run this one in the Techno, see what it's all about. I'm revisiting a lot of these engines with some better, you know, more well-trained tuning skills, that type of stuff. Nitro RC is a work in progress, people. You just are patient, you keep learning, and eventually you'll learn how to do things the proper way, and you'll be able to dial your engines in the way you want them to run. So these things should pop, man. But that's it in a nutshell. Again, running a little bit rich on the bottom here, probably quite a bit rich, and maybe a little too lean on the top. So we'll get that all figured and sorted out and see what this thing's about. I mean, even rich in the way it was running, it runs like a bat out of hell, especially being modified by Lance, the timing window being opened up, you know, and the modification and everything was done in coordinates with the designing of this engine. So everything works hand in hand, and that's what makes this engine so special. And you can't get it anymore, so it's definitely becoming a rare engine. I appreciate you guys. I might show you all a little bit more, and again, look for some Fiskell this weekend. Other than that, I appreciate y'all. Oh, one other thing I did want to let y'all know, we are making another work transition, as I mentioned in the last video. I'm basically going back to work, people. I'm not going to be around as much, but we will do a video at least once a week, possibly twice a week, but at least once a week from this point forward. We will take care of you guys on that. And also, yeah, I think that's it, man. But look for that, and I appreciate y'all. We'll see you this weekend. Out.